what's up, guys? This is your boy, not a pro gaming channel. I'm doing a little bit different video here. Just trying to weigh in on this topic, give my opinion on this topic here with the Snyderverse versus Gunverse. If you want, just let me know in the comments below. That I want to know what you guys think, and maybe I'm thinking the same thing as you guys. But let's start off with this. This topic here, not other topic, but this topic. Man of Steel 2, very good movie. I liked it. Batman vs Superman, I liked it. Very good movie. Snyderverse, I like what they're doing with the DC. With the DC characters, the DC stories. Some people may say it's a little bit too dark, but I find it's pretty good. I mean, I don't mind it. I mean, I seem to enjoy it. But I find DC is releasing too much movies. I was about to say videos, but too much movies in a span of like a couple years. They haven't had time for the characters to, Jack Snyder to tell his story, tell his verse, his take on the DC universe. It didn't really have time to take off. They did Batman vs Superman. Those two movies tied into to Justice League, and I find it didn't really have time to build up to Justice League. I think Justice League should have been at least, like how on the Marvel side, the Avengers, they have all the other different heroes, like Iron Man. Iron Man had a couple, movies by himself, and he had his own villains to face, but the villains were all tied into the minions of Thanos. So all his movies, all 12 movies, kind of intertwined with each other, and they all lead up to the main threat, the big threat, which is what happened in the Avengers. Now, on DC side, now don't get me wrong, I'm not a Marvel fanboy. I mean, I'm an all fanboy. I go see the movies. No matter if the movies are good, I'm there in the theaters. So that's what drives me to go see these movies. I mean, I like Marvel and I like DC. They're both, in my books, up there. But as I said, they didn't get time. The Justice League was released too early. Within the on DC side, it was released too early. They could at least tell more. They could have more movies. I keep saying videos. They could have more movies with Superman. They could have more movies with Batman. They could have more movies with the Flash. They could have more movies with Cyborg. And I feel that they are leaving their heavy hitters on the side, as far as Superman. Like Superman, you don't even have to do much with Superman. You just have to release a movie, and the name alone will bring people. The name alone will bring people. The movie has to be still good, but they have to be, it has to be good. But I mean, I feel like Aquaman, yes, but Aquaman is not really I would say a top tier superhero. I mean, versus Batman and Aquaman. I mean, if you take a poll, who would you rather go see in the movies? I mean, don't mind the Aquaman movie. The first one did good. I don't know about the second one. The first one. Next thing is Shazam. I mean, this first one was alright, but this one here, I don't know. I haven't seen it yet, but I've heard it got bad reviews. But Shazam, nobody knows much about Shazam. I mean, I don't know if there's a big thing, but Superman versus Shazam, obviously Superman is a bigger name. So I think that they should at least, do the heavy hitters first. Get movies coming out. Release like two two movies a year, 3 movies a year. Now they're doing this deal with HBO Max. They could release, series to keep the people occupied between movies, and get their storyline intertwined. They could do that. They could do a whole bunch of things. This they try. I have a feeling that they're trying to catch up to Marvel. Marvel is already that ship is already set and sailed and gone. There's no way of catching it. That's like trying to run down a cruise ship and it reaches like a mile out and you jump in the ocean and trying to swim and catch the ship by swimming. So it's way gone. And not to say that DC has good characters. They do have good characters and they do have lots of storylines to follow. Lots of good storylines to follow. I mean, look at what's they doing with the Arrowverse. They have the Crisis of Infinite Hurt. They could do that. That's a good storyline there. I mean, right now they do in the Flashpoint, but now they're gonna reboot the whole thing. So that's like dead in the water. I mean, that's a good like storyline. Follow with the Flash. That Flashpoint story that they're doing. There's a whole bunch of like good storylines to follow. I mean, Superman has way, good villains to make, a couple solo movies. Batman, has a good couple villains to make a good solo movies. I don't know. I think it's kind of sad to see what's going on there. And another topic with James Gunn and coming in to reboot. Like, I mean, Henry Cavill is up there with one of the best like Superman portray. His character, what he did to the character is, it's by far one of the best like on screen that I've seen. And to come in and just uproot him from the role, I find it wasn't good. The fans said different, and I think DC and WB are not listening to what the fans are saying, and they don't understand is the fans is what's coming to see the movies. The fans is what going to be making the box office, a success. It's the fans who doing this, and it's not because of what anybody's doing. And I've seen they even try to blame The Rock for Shazam flopping. No, it's not his doing. He was listening to the fans. He tried to bring Henry Cavill back into the role of Superman. Mind you, he was trying to do his own thing, but he was listening to the fans. Trying to revive that part of DC. And you can tell by the fans what they want. And Black Adam did good, because of what what they were doing. They were listening to the fans, and that's what WB need to do, is listen to the fans. As the fans the fans want to see a certain thing on the big screen, give it to them. James Gunn coming here to reboot, the whole thing, the soft reboot. But, everybody know he wants a soft reboot, Superman, and tell a earlier, start. Everybody know what happened in Superman's early life, in his time of coming up to be Superman. Everybody knows that already. How much times that story's been retold, multiple times. You can go back in the comic books, go back into Superman Returns, all that stuff. it's being noted. That's why when they did, um, you know, Batman versus Superman, they kind of retouch the story on Batman, and everybody know the beginning story of every superhero. It's no doubt. You go to the movie theaters and you sit down and you like see, the reboot of a certain hero, and you're like, oh man, this again. You know, that's the same thing that Kakarot in Dragon Ball Z was facing. It's like, how much times you could retell a story of Dragon Ball Z. Everybody know what happened. You know, everybody know what happened. I mean, that's what it was facing. It's like, that's how much times you could tell a story. It's the same thing. So you can't change it. You know, you can't change it. But this thing here with the Netflix and the license to sell the Snyderverse, I don't know. I think it might be a good idea to do that. I mean, I want to see Justice League 2 and Part 1 and Part 2, or 2 and 3. I want to see Man of Steel 2. I want to see what Zack Snyder has for these characters. I mean, that was pretty interesting. I would like to see that. And I hope these people at WB will kind of come to their senses and listen to the fans. Everybody wanted to see Henry Cavill back in the role of Superman. Give him a chance to portray the character. I mean, those two movies was just the tip of the iceberg, I feel, and I feel that he has way more depth than he was given. Ben Affleck, I wasn't really on board with him the first time, but when I first saw the Batman vs Superman, I was like, man, that is one of the best Batman characters that I've seen so far. He even said it too, that he got into the character in the Flash, so that means you can, even with that, you can see that they haven't had time to develop the Snyderverse characters yet, because it was like somebody just pulled the rug out from under their foot. So I think if they sell it to Netflix, the Snyderverse, we will get a chance to see. And I don't think that will happen, because I don't think WB will do it at this point. But at this point here, but it'll be nice to see, and you can only hope. But that's what I have for this thing. Comment in the comments below. See, let me know if I'm talking a whole bunch of BS, or I'm talking sense. But just let me know what your opinion is. I like to get a discussion going. If you want, just go over to the comment section. I already have like a comment there posted. I like to know your thoughts and what your opinions and what this is. Let's get this conversation going. All right, man. Peace out. Take it easy, guys.